Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to be replanting a couple of different things that I actually got to finally. As you remember from my previous video, I have this little rescue which we're trying to figure out what this is, and I do have this gorgeous Monstera I was given as a gift. It's just a already rooted plant right there, but it has some roots, but I do not want it to I do not want it to have water roots, so we're gonna put it in some soil. I have this tiny little baby jade plant. It's like tiny, and it was only top of this little crown when it started, but this pot is way too big for it, way too big. So I have tiny little pots for these guys, and I have these four jade plants that also need to be repotted in a smaller pot. So this is what we're going to be doing today. Now I am sorry about the lighting. It's sunset where I am right now, so the light is splotchy, but we're still going to do it. What did I get? I have this little container of water. It's gonna be serving me for two purposes. I also got two 4-inch pots. One is gonna house the Monstera, which is the white one, and the gray one's gonna have the four jade little plants over there. And I also got two of these little itty bitty baby terracotta pots right here. And oops, that flew away. And of course I have a terracotta saucer for those two guys. They're going to be kind of hanging out together, so I'm just going to leave the sticker on there. So first things first, with the terracotta pot, what I'm going to do is I'm going to soak it first. It doesn't take a very long time. You just drop it into water and it will kind of absorb all the water. And what that does is actually, oh, there you go. And what that does is actually retains the water a little bit better in the beginning, so I don't have to water it as much, as opposed to when you replant your plants, the terracotta pot is going to be dry, and when you water it the first time, it's just going to absorb all the water and the soil is going to be dry. So what I'm going to do while I'm getting everything else ready is I'm just going to put them in these container just to soak, just for a tad, not for too long. It doesn't take long at all for them to they change their colors. You can see they become dark. And you know, for some things I love terracotta pots, for some things I not so much, but this is in the instance where I do like them. Okay, get some paper towel over here. What else do I have? I have my tools, of course, and I have my watering can with, this is filtered water. I do water my plants with either distilled or filtered water, mostly filtered water. I have a separate big pitcher that I just put tap water in, and it has a filter already built in there, so that kind of helps a lot. When you're choosing potting mix or potting soil, I always get, and the brand is different. This time I got the Miracle Grow, but this is the sterilized one, so there's no bugs or pests or anything in there for the house plants, and it works much better than the regular ones that in the bigger pouches. But if you're not doing the garden but you're outside, but you're actually doing repotting with the plants indoor, this is the much better choice. So as these pots are soaking, what I'm going to do is I'm going to prepare my Monstera for its new. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the potting mix and I'm gonna fill it about halfway, and then we're gonna put the plants in and we're gonna top it off with more mix. And these are smaller bags. I really like them because they're much easier to work with. Let's see if we can do this without making a mess. and I have this about halfway up. What we're gonna do is, actually I'm not gonna do that yet. I'm gonna take my smaller tool. I'm just gonna make a little indentation in there, and this gorgeous thing is gonna go and live in its new home right in here. Oh my gosh, I love the way this looks in this pot. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna put this like this, just to hold the plant up where I want it, so it doesn't fall over as I fill this part in. Look how gorgeous this looks, you guys. I love Monsteras. Looks gorgeous in this spot. Alright, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna water it. And I'm just gonna put this over here until I see a runoff. I'm just gonna put on this little saucer until I see a runoff at the bottom. And then if we need to, we're gonna add more potting mix. See a runoff here. Alright, and what we're gonna do is we are going to add a little bit more soil to it. And this one's done. Let's move on to the next one. We'll put this one aside so it can catch some evening sunlight. And now, let's see. Let's do the little ones first. Let's do the little ones first. And by this time, these little pots are also ready. They're nice and soaked, so when I'm gonna water the plant, it's not gonna go into the pot itself. It's gonna go directly to the roots. So it's not gonna dry out as fast. And you don't need to do it all the time, but the first time when you replant the plant in here, I always do this. And I do find that it helps a lot. It helps a lot, Okay, so we're gonna need just one. And we're gonna do the same thing We're gonna fill it halfway, and then we're gonna add our plants. These are so tiny. God, these are like so tiny. Now we're gonna take very carefully, lift it up, and the roots are very shallow in the jade plants, so it's not gonna take a lot of effort to pull it out. We do need to be very, very gentle with this, and I'll show you. Close to the edges. Oop, almost buried this dude. Almost buried this dude. Gotta rinse them off. These are so tiny that I feel like I need to use tweezers. Tiny and delicate. A little bit more snugglier than the huge mansion that they were living in previously. And just to get all the plants to root and get the really good root system going, they do need smaller pots. And I am going to water these thoroughly. And then I'm just going to let them dry out and just resume the normal care for any succulents they usually would have. I would usually have a spray bottle, but I don't have it on me, so we're gonna do it very, very slowly. Okay, and we have little baby succulents are over here, two little jade plants that are going to be living in this little terracotta pot. Alrighty. Alright, who should we replant next? I'm going to set these guys over here to drain to get some evening sunlight, just like with the Monstera. All right, so while we're here, let's do the bigger 4 jade plants right here into this little gray pot. So same thing, we're gonna fill it up halfway, and then we're gonna put the plants in here and fill it up the rest of the way and water it very good. So let's do it. I said halfway. I know I did that, but I kind of overdid it a little bit, which is okay. I'm just gonna make 4 little holes in here, and we're just gonna put them in there. Let's do one at a time. All right, so I do need to very carefully. Ooh, here's one. All right, here's one. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of rinse the roots up. I know sometimes you need to replant it with that dirt, but it's just old. I feel like they need new stuff, new good grown medium, and the roots are just starting to be nice and healthy. So oh, there goes a leaf. So this is going to be in propagation area. Okay, yeah, I see the roots. So I'm just going to be very gentle with them. All right, and one is going to be right in here. I'm trying so hard not to break anything over here. And when I'm repotting, I'm putting it very deep and pulling it up. So this guy has a longer root already. And I've already repotted these guys twice. I know, it's like way too much for these plants. And this one's starting to grow a little bunch, which I'm very, very happy about. I'm not even sure who called. So we'll just put it in the back here. All right, so we're gonna do 2 plants per pot. I think that's what we're gonna do. Just so they have a little bit more room to grow, but still have enough. There you go. And they're gonna be happy like this. But still, they have enough room to grow, but they're not gonna be as crowded as they were in the previous pot. Alright, so now these 2 plants, I'm very, very bright, but that's okay. Now these 2 plants, they do kind of droop over just because in the way I had them in the windowsill. So I will get a couple of stakes and I'm just gonna very gently try to kind of straighten them out. So this one's done. It's gonna go right over here. And we have left is another 2 plants. Jade trees and this little guy. So let's do them really quick. Alright, you guys, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and click the notification button so you don't miss any future videos. I do have another video coming up on thrifting, so don't miss that, and I will see you in the next one.